Hello everybody. So today we are going to look at SQL backups. I have here with me SSMS. I've already created a video on how to install, SQL Server, installing SQL Server, installing how to get your SSMS. I have created another video on that, and I've given the link in the description. So if you're interested, please watch that. Today we're going to look at the backups in SQL Server. So let's quickly jump into that. What are the types of backups in SQL Server? Okay, we have different types of backups. We'll cover each of them, but in this particular video, we'll be covering mainly three types of backups that are very, very important. The first one is a full backup. Second one is our transactional log backup. Transactional log backups. The third one is differential backup. This is what we're going to cover today, and we have other types of backups, okay, but this will be covered in the next video. Other backup types. So here we'll talk of let's say copy only backup. What is copy only backup? We'll talk of split backups. When do we use that and what is that? How is it beneficial? What are the advantages? Obviously no disadvantages because each one has its own use. Very precisely developed all this. Okay, they all have their own use. You have to use split backup where it is to be used. It has its own uses. Copy only backup has its own uses, its own benefits. Differential has its own benefits. Transaction log has its own benefits. Full backup has its own benefits. Likewise, the others. So there's nothing bad with any of them. Nothing. Okay. So split backup. Then we have mirrored backup. And we have log. So this is tail log backup, very important one. We have file group backup, file group backup. We have others as well that we'll talk later. For this class, we'll concentrate on these three: full backup, transactional log backup, differential backup. Now, if you are working on a production server, on a client server, on any project related to databases, backups, you'll see it frequently, almost every day. You'll be running this. These are others. It depends on the usage. It depends on that situation. But these are backups that run every day almost. You'll be using this almost every day. So you should know all these three at least very much. What is a full backup? Full backup is nothing but a backup of the entire database from the date of its creation. From the date of its creation till the time you take that backup, it will contain all that information in that file. This is a full backup. Then, what is a log backup? Why is it taken? Okay. Similarly, we have differential backup. Why do we have that? And when is it taken? You have to know this. But so next, I'll show you this on the console, SSMS console. Okay. So I'm opening my SSMS. I'll connect to this instance. So previously I said I already made a video on how to install SSMS or the SQL Server part. I have installed it on a VM. So go ahead and watch that video. So you can start your practicing, or you can develop your own projects. So I'll connect to this. Now see, if when I connect to the database, expand the databases, we have multiple databases. system databases and user-defined databases. These are my user databases. So the database that we are going to be working on for our backups, I'll take this AdventureWorks 2016. This is a test database. There's no data in any of them. It's a fresh instance, but I'm going to use this. So this is a database that I'm going to be using, and in one of my drives, I'll say C, create a folder, and then I'll say SQL Server backups. I want my backups to come here. So if you have to take a full backup, what do you do? Right click on this database that you want to take a full backup of, go to tasks, and then click on backup. Here we have your backup type coming up. See the database of which you want to take the backup, the recovery model. We'll look at this in a later video. What are the types of recovery model? Which recovery model you have to select? Why that particular recovery model is recommended? What are the uses of the other recovery models. Each recovery model has its own benefits, be it simple, be it full recovery model, be it bulk recovery model. They all have their own benefits. So copy only, I think we already took here. Copy only, yeah, I'll show you what copy only backup means, but for now we'll take full backup. When I say full and I select the database, so I said the time since the database was created. When was this database created? Date created in 2022, 4 by 4. This is 8th month. But see here, this is the 4th month. January, March, April. April, this is August. So it was created in April. From that time, maybe number of transactions happened. So since that time till now, when we take the backup, we'll have all this in a file. That is called full backup. From the time it was created to the time you're taking that backup, all the data, if you want to capture, you have to go with full backup. So I'm going to select this, go to my C drive. I've created one folder for sequence of backups, and I'll give this adventure, I'll give it ADV box 2016 full back dot. Now see, you have here two types of files. We have BAK file dot BAK dot TRN. When do we use dot BAK? When do we use dot TRN? Dot BAK used for full backups. When you want to create a full backup, the extension should be dot .bak. When you're using a log backup, the extension should be dot .trn, transaction backup. TRN means it's a transaction backup. Then differential, you will have the extension also as BAK. I'll tell you what is the difference between full and BAK in a moment. So we want to say this is a dot .bak for full backup, and I'll say okay. Very immediate, very fast. Okay, why did it take less than a minute? Because the database size is very small, very small, 209 MB. Suppose this was say 7 TB, 8 TB, 10 TB, or let's say 15 TB. Do you think it will be that much fast? No. 10 TB, 15 TB will take you at least 8 hours, 7 hours. It depends. It depends on multiple factors: CPU, RAM, other system performance, you know, performance parameters. Obviously, these are also system parameters, performance parameters, but they could be others. So it depends on the speed, how fast the backup will run. But normally, if you have a standard system, 9 TB, 10 TB will take you at least 6 hours, at least 5, 6 hours. But this was very fast because just in MBs, okay? So that is how you take full backup. Now coming to differential, let's say the second one on our list, it is transactional log backup. How do you take a transactional log backup? Similar way, you have to click on a database backup, and from here you don't have a option for transactional. Why? The database that we have selected, the recovery model is simple. Now, what is a recovery model? I already told you. What are the benefits? Where do we use? We look in a later video. But since this is a recovery model is simple, we'll not have transactional log backup. Simple recovery model does not support transactional log backups. Simple recovery model only supports full backup and differential backups. So to get our log backup here, we can either change the recovery model to full. We have three types of recovery models: full, bulk, and simple. So we'll change the recovery model to full. It was in simple earlier, now it is full. Now we'll take the backup. If you take the backup now, see, full differential log. Now we can take the log backup, remove, and we'll give the same path. Same path C, then sequence of backup. But this time it's not a full backup. This is a transaction backup. And I said that extension for transactional backup is .trn. Very important. Otherwise, it will override that backup. If you're giving same name and .bak again, it will override the other one. So the naming convention, I have not given it properly, but in production, you have to be very particular on the naming convention. And obviously, the extension depends on the type of backup you're going. So .trn for transactional log. I'm going to select OK. Backup log cannot be found because there's no current. Okay, see. Why is a transactional log backup not happening now means, see, why? What does it say? Backup log cannot be performed because there is no current database backup. How come? We only took a full backup now. Why is it saying no current backup database backup again? Simple. The reason is we changed the recovery model from simple to full. When you change a recovery model, the prerequisite is you have to take a full backup again. Otherwise, that recovery model will not take effect. Okay, so you have to take the backup again. So let's do one thing. We'll overwrite the earlier backup. It will be the same thing. We'll overwrite it so that we don't have two files. I'm going to select this and click OK again. I'm going to overwrite that earlier one. But here, earlier one was simple recovery model. Now we are taking it the backup in full recovery model. So I'll click OK. Done. Now if we take transactional log backup now, this time it should pass because we have taken the full backup. We have accomplished the prerequisite task. So now if we take transactional log backup, this time select again the same path. I hope you're observing. We are following the same process. This time we will not get the error. So this is not full. This is transactional. Okay. Dot I said it's trn. And we'll click OK. It will pass this time. See, click OK. Done. Very fast because the log is very small. We have just changed the recovery model. So how many transactions are written in the log? Only 3 or 4 commands. Very small. Okay. Now log is taken. Now take differential. I'll tell you what each one means. After we take all this, I'll show you what each one means. So just keep watching the video. We're going to cover very good content. And before we continue further, please subscribe the channel and do like and hit the bell icon so that any upcoming video you will get a notification. Thank you. Now see here. It will when you open this window, it's automatically popping a path. This is not required. It was the last file that we took, last backup that we took, that will pop up automatically. That is not required. So we are selecting the database and we are selecting the backup type we want now is differential. What is differential? We'll look into that. So I'll give the same path again, but I'll change the name. so that we don't overwrite those earlier files, right? So I'll give my, I told you differential is also with the .bak, but this is not a full backup. It is a differential differential back. So I'm going to keep it like that. I'll click OK. Okay. Then when I click OK, it is taken a differential backup. Okay. So if I go to those files on the C, you have three files here. This is differential with the extension .bak. It will also show you back file. But see here, this backup is huge. See, 410 MB, but this is a very small one, 1 MB. I'll tell you why. Because this is differential, this is full. It's a difference. What is the difference? I'm going to tell you. Now this is log, even more or less than that. Now let's come here. We've talked of three things. Full backup. This I've told you it's a backup of the entire database from the date of its creation. This was created in April. I showed you right. It was created in April. And this is August. So 4 months back it was created. That's why it's going to take the entire database, all that data. It's going to take the backup and store. Okay. So now, if we've already discussed that, so I'm not going to talk more on that. In the upcoming video, I'll show you how to take backup via command. You know how we can do that, and we'll see other topics related to backups as well in the upcoming video. Now, see here, log. What is log backup? What is differential backup? Now, see. Suppose I have a database that is 7 GB in size. The base size is what? 7 GB. This is my database 1. I have another database whose size is 7 TB this time. There is one interview question that is very frequently asked and very common, especially for freshers, 2 years experience, 3 years experience. It's a confirmed question. That is, what is your company's backup strategy? Similar question. You'll have this question repeating. Everyone will ask you the same question. Have attended at least 2 3 interviews in these 5 years of experience I have on SQL, and they have asked me this question almost in all those interviews. So very frequent question. So see, the backup strategy of a company depends on some factors. We'll say the first one being database size. How much is the size of the database? So if the database size is small, there is a different backup strategy. If the backup size is big, very big, the backup strategy is different. That, not only that, number two, the occurrence of your transactions. Are your transactions occurring very frequently? Then there is one backup strategy. Then if your transactions are occurring at least very low, let's say it's not very frequent, then you have a different backup strategy. You don't need to back up that database very frequently because you have less number of transactions. Why do you want to back up it very regularly? Let's say every day. It's not required, right? But if you have a database that is continuously running, it has a lot of data processing day by day, you need to back up that database obviously. But you can't plan for a daily backup. Daily backup if the size is very big. I don't think. Let's say, let me keep it now 70 TB. Would you dare to take that every day? 7 TB backup on a standard system with a minimum configuration, so let's say like that. It will take you 5 6 hours. What about 70 TB? It will take you almost 12 hours. 12 or even beyond. Okay. So you can take a full backup every day. No, it's not for every situation. It depends on these factors. So to overcome this, then how do we manage our backups? How do we manage our data loss? We don't want data loss. We want to have our data captured very efficiently. Then that's where this thing comes up. If you have very huge databases, what you do, take it a weekly backup. Take it a weekly backup. Why don't you take it a weekly backup? Over the weekend, you have a lot of time, right? Saturday, Sunday, anyway, the clients, US clients are not working, their systems are idle. Then run the backup. Even it will not have any performance impact. Why do you want to run it during a daytime? I mean, a business time, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Why do you want to run at that time? You're going to impact the performance of the clients. They will experience slowness. Instead, plan this over a weekend. 70 GB, I think it will 2 days. That's a lot of time for 70 GB to occur if you have a high-end system. Obviously, 70 GB would be, if it is that much of data size and managed by a third party or something, it will have a good server performance. So I would say weekly on a weekend it will be completed, obviously. So do it weekly weekly once full backup. Then what about now if I take my backup on Saturday, full backup, it is running up to Sunday, then Sunday morning backup is done. Okay, well and good. Then there's no backup running on Sunday evening, no nothing. Monday evening, nothing. Tuesday evening, nothing. Wednesday morning, system is down. What will you do? You have only full backup of Saturday. Saturday evening, we took the last full backup. You have only that database. So you have a Saturday backup bus. That's it. You don't have any other backup. So what does it indicate on Wednesday? You have lost all your transactions for Monday. You have lost all your transactions for Tuesday. You have lost all your transactions for that Tuesday evening or whatever. Because we are taking backup. Our system is down on Wednesday morning. You've lost 3 days data. That's very huge for a client. It's a huge impact. They'll fire you. They'll fire the third company. Don't be our partner. We will not pay you for backups. You're not maintaining our systems properly. And they'll take legal action as well. They'll file a case. Yeah, there are laws. You can't mishandle your data anyhow. Suppose you're working in a healthcare sector in US, healthcare, very critical patient data, and you're losing that data. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. So take take a weekly once full backup. Then we have this the log backups. The log backups, you can plan to take log backups like every, since it's a 70 day, I told you the log backup. How do you take a log backup? It depends on the, you know, how, what do you want to, how do you want to target the recovery interval? When I mean the recovery interval, suppose you're taking your backup, I said on Saturday, right? Saturday, you're taking, like say Saturday evening, 5 o'clock, backup is done. Then you have your logs running.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Sorry for the disturbance. That was Alexa. Okay, so you have your logs, running every half an hour. Let's say every half an hour you have a log. So 5:30 you have one log running. 6 o'clock you have one log running. 6:30 you have one log running. So you have every half an hour you have one log running. Okay. Then you have a scenario two. You have your log running every 1 hour. 1 hour, 6 o'clock one log, 7 o'clock one log, 8 o'clock one log. You have configured it this way. Third option, you have configured your logs for every 2 hours. 2 hours, every 2 hours. 7 o'clock one log, 9 o'clock one log, 11 o'clock one log. Okay. So you have configured it. So which one is recommended? This depends on the way you plan. The data flow, I told you already, the number of transactions. It depends on that. How do you select this backup timing, the log backup timing? How do you select it? Depends. It depends on your planning with the client, with discussions you have internally, your calls. It depends. So what happens? So if you are saying your full backup is completed by 5 p.m., you have a full backup. Then 5:30 you have a log backup. 6 o'clock you have a log backup. 6:30 you have a log backup. 6:30 you have a log backup. 7 o'clock you have a log backup. 7 o'clock you have a log backup. I say right. Now 7:15 your system is down. 7:15 your system is down. You have log backup up to 7 o'clock. See, you've lost only 15 minutes of data. You've lost only 15 minutes of data. Very, very good. Obviously, you can recover that 15 minutes data also if in one scenario, although it is not possible in. the other scenario that I'm going to talk about, when we come to tail log backup. So, so yes, if you are running your backup every half an hour, 5 you have one backup, 5:30 you have one backup, log backup, 6 o'clock you have one log backup, 6:30 you have one log backup, then 7 o'clock you have one backup, 7:15 system crashed. I mean, not system, I'll say database crashed. What will you do now? This full backup that you took, okay, full backup you took was Saturday. I say 5, right? 5 p.m. Your full backup is done. So what are you going to do? You will first restore that full backup. Full backup you'll restore first. On top of this, I'll say pull back. Sorry. On top of this, you'll restore this 5 p.m. Log, then 6 p.m. log. You'll restore this. Then you'll restore 6:30 log, right? So yeah, I think we missed 5:30. We missed here 5:30 log, 6 o'clock log. Then we'll restore the 6:30 log. Okay? Then we'll restore the 7 o'clock log. Now your system crashed at what? 7:15. So 7:30 it was supposed to take another log backup, but in the meantime your system crashed. So these 15 minutes is your data loss. You have lost data, 15 minutes data you've lost. Okay, I'll tell you more on that. Give me a minute. 5 o'clock is a scenario too. 5 o'clock you have a log, 6 o'clock you have a log, 7 o'clock you have a log. Okay, then 7:15 lost it, right? You lost your data. So here also you're missing 15 minutes data. Don't think they're the same. They're not, because here it's somehow by mistake correlated. But see, let's take the other example. Have the 2 hour log that we talk. Every 2 hours, I'm having a log. 6. See, here also it's matching. 7 o'clock, 7:15 is crashed, and we are having again 15 minutes loss. But it's not the same. It's just that the timing somehow matched. Suppose, let's say instead of 7, our system crashed at 7:45, let's say. So here I'm going to have also log for 7:30, right? So I'll restore also 7:30 log. Okay. Now see what happens. Here in this scenario, 7:45. See, 5 o'clock I will restore the full backup. Then I've restored the 5 o'clock log, 5:30 log, 6 o'clock log, 6:30 log, 7 o'clock log, 7:30 log. 7:30, 7:45 system crashed, 15 minutes data loss. No problem. But database is online. Online with 15 minutes loss. Okay, see scenario to 1 hour, 1 hour period. 5, 6, 7. Then the next backup is not 7:15. It's at next backup should occur at 8, but it didn't occur. So 5, 6, 7. How much data loss do we have here? 45 minutes data loss. Okay, because system went down at 7:45, right? So 7 o'clock was our last backup. 5 o'clock we had a full backup. We restored. We put 6 o'clock log backup. 7 o'clock log backup. Now 7:45 system went down means 8 o'clock there should be a full log backup happening, but it didn't happen. So 7:45 system crashed. We have 45 minutes data loss. And scenario 3, 5, 7, and again 7:45. This is again 45 minutes because our timing is, it is just, but see, there's going to be a huge data loss if you keep every 2 hours. It's going to be more than 45 minutes. Here, because 7 o'clock, there was a backup, it's okay. Suppose if it was 8, it would have been a 1 hour and 45 minutes data loss. Yeah, okay. So, It depends. When I say 15 minutes data loss, 45 minutes data loss, it depends on how client reacts, on the type of application, on the type of work they're doing. 15 minutes should could be huge amount of data. Clients will not accept. Okay, some clients will not accept even 15 minutes. They don't want zero data loss. That we have other ways to configure. You can have zero data loss as well. This is where you go for high availability and disaster recovery. DR systems always on, log shipping, mirroring, all those come under the DR. But leave that. We want simple backups and restore. One simple, if you're going with a simple backup and restore, this is the thing here. So the way you configure your log backup plays a critical role. And how do you schedule this depends on the your internal meetings, your discussions, all that. They'll tell you what time period you have to put for the log backup. Okay, this is the log backup. Now, what is the differential backup? When I say differential backup, see here, I have my full backup running at 5, right? It completed at 5, I mean Saturday. Then I have half an hourly, I have logs, right? Running. I have half an hour logs. Then I said Wednesday, I have my early morning lesson, 7 a.m. System is down. My database went down. Wednesday, 7 a.m. Now, if I schedule my differential backup, this is scheduled every half an hour, right? Differential, I will schedule every day. So this is for every Saturday evening. I have scheduled a full backup, right? Sorry for the disturbance, guys. There's some noise from the neighbors, but I hope that should not impact us. So Saturday, I'm taking a full backup. Then I'm taking log backups every half an hour, every 30 minutes. And I'm taking a differential every day. I'm going to schedule it every day at the end of the day, 9 p.m. So if I take my scenario like this and my system went down, let's say Wednesday, 7 a.m., my system crashed. Client is saying, oh my God, my system went down. Please restore my database and so on. So instance, please recover my database. Please see, I have given you a server. Please do whatever you can, but I want my data back. So yeah, we have our backups running. See, normally backups are placed on backup server that is different from production server. They are placed on separate servers, backups, and they create copies of those backups also. So there is nothing like saying that we'll miss the backups also. No, backups are safe. They create now in SAN drives. Also, we have SAN locations. So backups are very much safe. We have to make sure that backups are not corrupt. They test those backups also. You know they do testing. If their backup is correct, they'll recreate, they'll schedule another backup. So there's nothing like backups are corrupt. Some of you will have those. That's what I'm saying. So we have our backups stored in a separate servers or separate drives, not from the production. Okay, so we'll get that backup, whether it's in tape or somewhere, whether some hard disk, we'll get those, that full backup. We'll now first restore what? We'll restore the full backup first. Then, what time did it go down? 7 a.m., right? See, guys. So, 7 a.m., but we have our differential running every day, 9 p.m. So, if we have our full backup running for Saturday full backup, this was at 5 p.m., we said it's going to end, right? Then, we are going to run. So, if I take Saturday, if I say differential every day, means Saturday 5 p.m. uh, full backup happen. Now, when it comes to 9 p.m., we have a differential running. What will this differential be? It will be the data from last backup to the time of differential. I hope you understood this point. What will this file contain when I take a differential at on Saturday? It will contain the data that has changed between the last backup that was taken 5 p.m. to the time the differential took place. Okay, I hope you're clear on that. It contains the changes of the last backup, full backup, to the time that the differential took place. So I would say from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. whatever changes took place, that will be stored in the differential. So we are going to bring that differential here because it's obviously useful, right? We are going to create that differential. What differential is this? This Saturday differential. Then we have also Sunday, one more differential will be running. Yeah, 9 p.m. So Sunday diff also will be restoring. Monday also will be running a differential. So Monday differential also will restore. Then Tuesday differential also will restore. Tuesday differential will restore. Our system went down on Wednesday morning. So we don't have Wednesday differential because it will run at the night time, 9 p.m. But it crashed in the morning. So after you run Tuesday differential, that was at 9 p.m. I'm saying the differential took 9 p.m. right? So if the differential was taken 9 p.m., then if I leave it up to here because we don't have another differential, how much data loss would we have? 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. When did system go down? 7, 6, 7, almost 10 hours of data loss. Instead, we can add the log files. We have log files that are happening every half an hour. So 9 p.m. to 9:30, there will be 9 p.m. to 9:30. There will be a log file that ran on Tuesday night. Yes, 9:30 log file. Then we'll have 10 p.m. 9:30 to 10 p.m. There will be another log file because we have configured this way, right? Every half an hour log file. We'll have that log file restored. In 10:30 log file, we'll have like this. We have so many logs, right? Right. Up to what time? It's crashed at what time? 7. Let's say, let's not be so particular. Let's say it crashed at 7:05. Then what will happen? We'll restore up to between 6:30 to 7. There'll be one log file that I must have happened 7 a.m. Yeah, this is the last log. So how much data we are missing? Only 5 minutes data. Now very much safe, right? Instead of 10 hours data, we are missing only 5 minutes data. Very much safe, right? Now see here. This is scenario 1. Let's take scenario 2 now. Scenario 2. Now suppose you say you don't have a differential backup, you have only full backup and log backups configured. You don't have differential. In this situation, actually, I would recommend differential. Suppose, because this is running every half an hour, the log backup is going to be so many logs will be there. So I would recommend differential to run, considering this size, the size that we talked. Definitely, I would recommend differential. Suppose we don't have differential, what will happen in same situation? 7:05, our system went down. So we're going to put our Saturday backup, the full backup, that ran at 5 p.m. Now, what is going to happen now? Tell me. The full backup is stored. We don't have differential. See, what is the hell is going to be here is going to be so many logs. 5:30 log. We have to restore the 6 p.m. log, 6:30 p.m. log. How many? So many. 6:37. This is only for Saturday. So, now you have to put again another 12 logs for the Sunday. You have to put another 12 logs. Sorry, 24 logs for Sunday, 24 logs for Monday, 24 logs for Tuesday, then another 12 logs for Wednesday. How many? 48, 60, almost 70, 60, 70 logs you have to add here. See, if there is no differential, see how many. You want to put multiple log, you have to restore so many logs. Then finally, what log will come last? This 6:30 to 7 log will come. 6:30 to 7 AM log will come. Then you will miss that 5 minutes data if you restore all these logs. You will not have any data loss. It will be same thing, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. But because you don't have differential, you want to restore so many log files. That is going to be the only headache. But if you have that much patience, then well and good. So that is why they recommend taking differential at least, so that you minimize the transaction loss. See now, what happens if you have differential? You restored a Saturday. We said 5 p.m. right? Our full backup was taken 5 p.m. right? Where is our full backup? Weekly on Saturday 5 p.m. So we have taken full backup Saturday 5 p.m. Then what will come next? We have 9 p.m. differential. We'll restore that differential without any half an hour logs. No, we don't need that 5:30 log, 5:30 to 6 log, 6:30 to 7 log. No, we don't need all that. Direct 9 p.m. log at 9 p.m. differential. Then again, we don't need all those 24 logs. We directly again take the next day differential, Monday differential, Tuesday differential, 9 p.m. Since we don't have Wednesday differential, now we'll put this about 10 logs. I think they will come 10 more or 20. But 20 is better than 60 or 70. No? I'm just giving an estimate. But see, if it was, we can't decide how when the database will go down. No? So it is always better to have a differential in this type of scenario. So differential, if it should be there or not there, it depends on the size, I say, on the number of transactions, on the backup strategy. Overall, it depends on the backup strategy if you should have differential backup or not. Okay. So guys, this is about it. So what we discussed today, we said the types of backups in SQL Server. We gave full backup, log backup, and it's called the log backup or transactional log backup. Then differential. We said full backup is a backup of the entire database from the date of its creation. And we looked also on the log backup and differential backup. Why log backup is taken? Log backup is taken, to avoid what? The recovery interval period. Recovery interval. If you have logs taking every half an hour, you have more chances of losing less data. If you have logs, running at big intervals of time, you have higher chances of losing more amount of data. Then why is differential important? It is important to minimize the number of logs that you're going to put. But if you have that, logs are very important. If you have those many of logs and you don't have differential very much perfect, you don't need differential. Differential is just to minimize the number of logs that you're going to restore. So yeah, this was it. Then I also talked about backup strategy. I'll tell you how to answer this in a way better way in our upcoming video. So we have one more video or two maybe on backups that will be coming up. I'm going to show you how we run, how we do the remaining backups. How do we do this through command? The full backup, log backup, and different. How do we do it command? Then what are the other parameters in a backups? Like what are the compression techniques? We have multiple things coming up. But I hope you guys understood this company strategy. You can't just say my company strategy is backup strategy is blah blah blah. No, it depends. I said database size, number of transactions. It depends on this. You have to have discussions with the client. How do we plan? You have to talk with the client. So, but the way you answer the interview candidate, I will tell you that after the backups are completed. So I'm going to just quickly note down that. So I'll say interview questions I'll be sharing you along. Interview questions I'll answer this at the end. What is your backup strategy? So guys, that is it for all. So please like, comment, and subscribe. Uh, give me support so that we can help grow together. Thank you.